Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in all parts of the world. I'm Jackson Smith and I'll be your presenter for today. Today's date is February the 1st, 2017. We're in a new month, a new season, the tax season, the 2016 tax season, and everyone should be excited. Everyone should have received their 1099s or their W-2s, and so they're calling TurboTax now to just get those get that refund to e-file. They're excited. I'm excited as well. But today we're going to be taking a look at Expense Finder. And Expense Finder is only found in the TurboTax Self-Employed version of TurboTax. And Self-Employed is only found online, okay? We have the Home and Business on the desktop version of TurboTax. And Self-Employed is only on the online version. So Expense Finder is found in the less complicated or the simple version of Self-Employed. And when you get to more complicated items, you won't find that Expense Finder there, but certainly for those simple tax returns, simple business matters, you can go ahead and import your banking information and all of your expenses. It'll kind of go through your account and kind of track through, see what those expenses are, and you can easily go through and delete it if you have to. But that Expense Finder is great for those self-employed individuals who just a little not sure as what would be considered expenses. Okay, so TurboTax has gone the distance to to help those folks in those kinds of situations. So without further ado, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start. We'll start with the self-employed. We'll start for free. All right, beautiful. Okay, and then it'll get here. It says, great, let's start by getting to know you. I have my first name there, date of birth, and then we'll take a look. It said, thanks, and in case you were wondering, we're turning 32 this year. That's a lot of tax returns. TurboTax is 32 this year, folks. How are you feeling about doing your taxes? I feel pretty good. Okay. And then they say us too. We love helping people do their taxes. Last year, 31 million folks filed with us. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and click continue. And I'm just going to say, it said, now let's talk a bit about your life. What was your marital status December 31st? I'll say single. We're going to keep it simple. Okay. I got my zip code listed there. I'm not going to put any dependents or that I'm a college student or that I own a home. I just want to keep it simple. I'm going to say that I rent it. If any of those items apply, I would have checked there, but I'm just going to keep it simple, folks. Okay. All right. And it said, let's get an idea of your financial picture. Okay. If you had a job, you would select there. If you had bank account interest, you would select that. Paid student loans, you would select that. College expenses, you would select that, and so on and so forth. But because I want to keep it very simple so we can get that Expense Finder to come up, okay, and so that I can give you guys a snapshot of what that's like, I'm going to keep it relatively simple. And I'm just going to scroll down and continue. Okay? All right. I'll say, it said, now let's find out more about your self-employment. I'll say, I pay contractors. And I'm going to keep it real simple. Okay? But if you're not sure, you can go ahead and click on there and it'll tell you. Okay? Here's some extra info to help see if these situations apply. I paid employees. So you can walk your customer through these self-help options, okay? But we're going to keep it real brief because the objective here is to show you how the Expense Finder is generated, okay? So we'll go ahead and click continue. Okay, let's get a big jump start on your taxes. It's going to import all that beautiful information, okay? Fantastic. All right. And this is a great start, and you can always confirm or update this information later. We're ready to dive into the details and conquer your taxes together. Fantastic. We'll go ahead and click continue. All right, and it'll bring us to the personal info section page. Now, folks, notice here. Okay, now this is the simplified version that we're in. We had some information within, that imported over any complex schedules or anything like that, it would have put us in the business edition. If you would have seen business up here, where you see here you see personal info, federal taxes, state taxes, review or file. If we'd have seen business, after personal info, then it'll know we would have known that we are in the complex version of self-employed. But here it is populated to the simplified version, and we know now that we could go ahead and get that expense finder, on this particular return. All right, so we're just going to go through personal info. We'll say that all of that information is correct because we just want to go through here for folks, and we're not going to add anything. We just want to get to the nuts and bolts of that expense finder. 1099, we'll go ahead and start there, right? All right, so we'll say, did you have any self-employment income or expenses? We'll say yes. Okay, work description, I'll say accounting. Okay, we'll go ahead and continue. All right, we'll say we'll handle these at one at a time. Just pick one for now, and we'll get the rest later. We'll say 1099, and we'll go ahead and continue. Who paid you? I'll say account squad paid me. All right. We'll say, yeah, they had one. I'll put 32.62. I'll just put something there. Let's see, 247, 246. All right. And in box 7, say we have our 1099. I'll say $82,000. Okay. And then we'll just continue. All right. Did you have any more income? I'll say no for now because we want to make it real simple. We'll get your expenses soon. First, let's get some basic information about your accounting work. Okay, fantastic. All right. We'll say no name for the business. If there was, we would enter that. Just keeping it simple, folks. Did you use your home address for your accounting business? I'll say yes. Okay. Okay. Let's look up the business code. I'm going to put the generic code in there, 999999. Fantastic. All right. I did this work all year, okay? And tell us if you have any of these less common situations. None of these apply. Okay, I'm just going to keep it simple, folks, just for the purpose of showing you guys. Okay, so, let's get cracking on expenses for your accounting work. This is where we want to be, all right? Let's go ahead and click continue, all right? We know figuring out expenses is a pain. Importing them does most of the work for you. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and let's try importing. All right. So we'll go ahead. I'll say my bank. You can enter the bank here. All right. Which bank or credit card did you use for your work expenses? You can enter it here, but I'll say Chase. Okay. All right. Enter the username. I'm going to enter the username here. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And once it pulls through, folks, what you'll have is it'll tell you how much money is in your account. Obviously, I deleted that area. And then this is what it'll tell you. Okay. So here you got other categories is dominating this pie chart, right? Then we have vehicle, legal and professional, have some advertising in there. We have some utilities in there. So it breaks it down. And then, folks, you can go into all of these. You can click start and go through all of them. So that's what we're going to be doing today, folks. Okay? So we'll go ahead and say we're done with import for now. All right. Fantastic. All right. And so that's how you go ahead and complete that expense finder. And so I'm going to close it out here and we'll pick up on the other side, folks.